Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you're calling from, and welcome to the December 2022 product updates here at Waybook. My name's Mike, I'm one of the co-founders here at Waybook, and it's my pleasure and I'm very excited to take you through some of the core updates and changes that have happened in your Waybook account over the last month. Now, for those of you who tune into our product updates regularly, you'll know we're always building. We're always speaking with many Waybook users like you to figure out how we can provide the most amount of value to help you get your business on the same page. And honestly, some of the stuff that's gone out in the last month has benefited me as a Waybook user as much as many of our other users which are across the world. So in this call today, we're going to be going through some of the fundamental changes that have happened in your account. Many of them are already sitting there, ready and waiting for you to maximize upon, and some of them are very soon to be coming into your Waybook profiles. So first up, we've got some updates and amendments to Waybook Reports. This is probably the one that I've benefited most from personally in the last couple of weeks, because it's really changed the way that we can take control of our knowledge, of our single source of truth, see more about how that knowledge is disseminating between our team, and also, crucially, identify the gaps in knowledge that our team might be looking for that we don't have. We've also made some exciting changes to the template library, created many feature tutorials that are spread across the internet and in the Waybook Help Center. We've also just launched, and I say just launched, I've literally only just had access to it in my account. There have been many people that have had access before me for some reason, but we've just launched a Waybook, a Word document importer, and that will be coming to you very soon. And if you want, you can get beta access to that as well. We've also launched a free tool in the last month called Linkbook. It lives outside of Waybook. It's something that we built just because we thought it would be really useful, and it turns out it has been, so I can't wait to share that with you. And then also I just wanted to recap and revisit something that we know has had a huge benefit on many people when they iterate and continue to optimize their knowledge. That is, of course, the document revision history. And then, of course, I'll share a little bit about what is up next. So let's begin. First one, kicking off with Waybook Reports. Now, I know many of you use the reports for the essential source of understanding not just who has access to what information, but who's seen what information, who understands, and who's proven to you through various tests and assessments or whatever you've set up in your Waybook that they absolutely understand the knowledge, the content, and they have access to the information that is necessary. So really, we always are focused on improving the reporting to make sure that we're enhancing your control over the knowledge both in your Waybook, but also where that knowledge is within the minds of your team. So what's happened in the last month is we've increased the advanced search across reports. We've also added in popular search terms within your Waybook account, and also enabled you to see what popular documents are happening in your account. Now, this is one of those features that's already available, so I'm sure many of you can wait until the end of the webinar, but if you can't, you can jump into your account right now and see exactly what I'm talking about. But to save everybody jumping off of this call, I will just share my screen and give you a bit of a view as to what I'm looking at. So let me just jump into this account here. Okay, so you can just see the standard Waybook dashboard here. Now, I'm sure you know where reports are, but you can just jump over into this reporting tab in the top bar, and that will take you into the slightly new look view of your Waybook reports. Now, everything that was in there before is still in there, but there's more. Firstly, on your reports dashboard, you'll be able to see an average overall progress. Now, one big caveat for me showing this to you here is nobody seems to play with me on my demo account here. So of course, I've got 1%, and that's probably me on this account. Now, the average progress across your Waybook is essentially an average of all of your team members' completions. You'll know that when you log into Waybook on the dashboard, you will have an overarching percentage. As a reader, this is how far you are through the content that is deemed necessary in order for you to go through. So this doesn't include reference documents within your account. And the average on your reports is essentially, believe it or not, an average of all of those scores together. Now, if you want to jump in to see how that is spread across your team members, just click on it and it will take you into the member progress status or report, where you'll be able to see all of your users who have access to that account and exactly how far they are through as a percentage and also as a number of documents. Again, these are documents that are required for them to complete, so not reference documents. That's a really useful thing for us to have because we're always able to drill down and see exactly who has seen what. But if you want to get that overarching holistic opinion or view on how far people are in, the average progress is your place. This next one has really got me excited. It's the popular search terms within your Waybook. So actually you can see here all of the search terms that have been searched in the last week, how often they come up, and crucially, what search results are there for each of those. Now, this little chart here will just show you the top three and the kind of spread of those. But if you want to jump in deeper into that, just click on that or head over to the Search Insights. And this will show you all of the searches that your team have performed on your Waybook account in the last 7 days. Now, of course, that information is anonymized, so we don't know exactly who has searched for what, but you're able to see how many times an individual term has been searched and, of course, what number of results come up. So logo is the most popular search term here. It's got 3 searches and it has 6 results. If you want to see actually what is coming up for those individual searches, then, of course, you can just click on that or do the search yourself. But where this becomes really useful is you can actually search for something or look for something that's been searched that doesn't have any results. Now, you'll see here I've done a bit of a ridiculous search. I've searched for roast chicken, more importantly, because I know that it wasn't available in this account. But here you'll be able to see that somebody, it was me, I searched for roast chicken. It's only been searched once, but there were no search results for that. Now, this is a really good way of being able to identify what searches people have where they're not able to find the information that they're looking for. And that's a really useful thing because it really means that we're able to identify the gaps in knowledge, both within our team, but also within our Waybook. So quite simply, if that's a core piece of information we want to share with our team, we just create the document, and then next time it's searched, we know it's available and in their hands. The other thing also is being able to look at the popular documents within that week as well. So this will just highlight your most popular 3 documents over that last week. But of course, as before, you'll be able to drill down into all of the content and activity across your account by looking into your report builder. Now, as before, you can create any type of reports in your report builder. And this includes by looking at things from a subject basis, a document basis, and actually start to build up a picture of what progress individuals have made across all of those individual subjects or documents. Also, you're able to click on an individual. So say you've got a new joiner, somebody who's doing particularly well or perhaps is missing the mark slightly, you'll be able to look at an individual member. So I'm looking at my profile here, and you can see where I'm spending my time across the Waybook. So I'm 97% the way through on the sales handbook, but I've not viewed it for 3 months. Or you can see actually I'm only 22% the way through company messaging, but I've actually viewed it over 400 times. So this will actually really put you in the driving seat of not just what knowledge is available, but how that knowledge has disseminated throughout your team. You're also able to break down this report just looking at the tests or assessments that you've set that individual team member or on a document basis. So you can see here that Mike has passed the knowledge review, but he's failed the communication challenge. So we might not want to put him in front of customers until actually he's gone through and got that back up to 100% completion. Of course, how these works are all dependent on the settings that you've created within your tests and assessments, and that's a whole nother video, a whole nother webinar. But you're able to get an even deeper look on the activity within your account through the Audit Log feature. Audit Log is available on our Pro plans, but basically gives you an overarching review of all of the activity across all members on all pieces of content. This is particularly useful for compliance and is a great way for you to be able to really have a deep understanding of what's happening across your account. So that's the updates that are in your account on the Waybook Reports section. I hope that's super valuable for you. And as with everything else, we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback on all of that, all of those updates and what else could be valuable. The next thing I'm excited to share with you is our updated template library. Now, the reason why we're so focused on continuing to improve the updates to our templates and adding new templates in, are really to make it faster for you to create content within your Waybook and crucially leverage industry best practice whilst creating that single source of truth for your team. So what we've done in the last month is, as always, created new templates, new documents, new SOPs, and we've also amended the template library to make it easier for you to search and access. Now, as before, or as with the reports, it's already in your account, so it's fully accessible for all Waybook members. And also it's now available on the Waybook website at waybook.com/templates if you wanted to have another look there. But if there is anything that you're looking for, you're stuck with, you'd love to get some more insight on, please do remember to get in touch with support, because we do take requests on the templates that we're creating in your Waybook template library. So let me just show you briefly what that looks like. If you haven't been on the template library yet, then you can always navigate to it by clicking on, believe it or not, templates. So if you're not seeing that on your profile, just remember that you need to be in edit mode. So you can toggle on into edit mode here, click on templates, and then that will take you into the slightly new look template library. You can browse by the categories, so we can go directly into policies and look at all of the different policies. Or of course, you can just do a search of the whole library. So say, for example, we want to look at we want to search for annual leave policy or parental leave policy. We search for leave and that will come up on that account there. Now, once you've kind of chosen a template that you like, you can just simply click use this template, decide where you want it to go, which subject you want it to go in, and then that will automatically put that within your Waybook as a draft for you to be able to make some adjustments, change some of the core fundamentals, and then of course make the changes and publish that to disseminate that with your team. So that's the template library. As mentioned, there's always more coming on the library, and please do let us know what would be really valuable for you. Going back into the core updates for this month, we're really excited to have done something which, if I'm honest, we probably should have done before. We have so many amazing conversations with Waybook customers like yourself. And it's normally when we're on a call and clicking around an account, somebody says, oh, hang on, I didn't know that was in there, or I wasn't sure that that was there. I didn't know how to do that. So we've created a really comprehensive set of feature tutorials to kind of help you go deeper into your Waybook and make sure that you're totally maximizing the value. So this is essentially a set of videos, and they are available both on our YouTube channel. So you can head over to the Waybook YouTube channel and there's a feature how-to playlist. You can scroll through there, or all of this information is available within the Help Center. So if you've not interacted with our Help Center before, you can actually always just click on these Get in Touch icon in the top right-hand corner. That will fire our chat widget. You'll be able to then either speak to any of our team, search for any of the articles, or of course, book a call with us. If you search for a piece of content, a how-to, an insight that you're looking for, it will take you directly into that core piece of information. And right there, you'll see one of the videos that is relevant to the piece of information or activity that you are looking to find. So I hope some of that's useful, and please do keep those questions coming. Every time somebody asks a question, we are producing content for that and making sure that's available to everybody else. So it's incredibly valuable having these conversations, both for us and hopefully for you. Next up is the Word document importer. Now, this is the one I mentioned to you before that I've literally just got access to it myself. I saw it in testing a week or so ago, and I've just had a play, and it's amazing. The reason why we're focusing more and more on importers is really to increase the speed and ease of you creating your single source of truth, inputting that knowledge from various different files and formats that may already exist across the business. And what we've done this week is made a way to make it really easy for you to transfer any existing documents you have in a Word document into a Waybook document. So the way you do that is you just select the Word document, and you can access this on the advanced menu on any of your individual documents. So I'll just jump over back into that demo account. So say we want to create a document, we might click on this quick add item here. We can say new document, or of course you can go into one of your existing documents. From here, you can click on the advanced menu and choose to import. Now, once you've imported, it's very easy for you to either, if you miss this, the Tango importer is amazing if you're a Tango user or a Tango fan. But of course, you'll see that there's also a Word document importer here as well. So in order for you to get that, you can literally just choose any Word document and click on that Upload Word document there. I'll just drag a Word document here, and you can see it's absolutely lightning fast. It extracts all of the knowledge and content from that Word document and puts it into your Waybook account here. Now, if you're familiar with the interface of Waybook, you'll know that everything is really easy to add, edit, remove, hide, duplicate, delete, whatever you want. So obviously you might want to break this down into a few different documents or a few different steps. All you do there is you can click on this button here on your node menu, and you can split that step. So now we've taken anything below that split has now created itself into a new step. We might also want to do that for recruitment, and say we also might want to do that again for how we offer jobs. Now, that will automatically create these individual steps, which of course you can remove, you can rename, you can do whatever you want within that to make sure that you have the right knowledge in the right place. And of course, if for whatever reason you realize that this step needs to live in another document, you can click on that move icon there, and then you'll be able to choose any of your other documents across your Waybook to make sure that that step is in the right place for your team. So I have no doubt that that's going to be incredibly useful for many of you who have your knowledge in some form of Word document, and we are continuing to work on additional importers from lots of other sources. We also do offer data migration for users, and don't forget, you always have your process consultants on hand, who are essentially people who just work with Waybook customers like yourself to extract the knowledge from your brain, the minds of your team, and essentially to create highly effective documentation for you to scale more easily. So that's your Word document importer. I'm really excited to hear what you think of that. Next up, this one's slightly different, but I'm very excited about it. It is Linkbook. Now, Linkbook is a free tool. We know a lot of Waybook users are using it already, but it's also available to anybody else, even if you're not currently using Waybook. And this is really extending our mission of enabling businesses to create these single sources of truth, which are so essential for optimizing our communication, our access to information, and making our teams and ourselves way more effective. So what it actually is a single view for all of the essential links for your team, or if you choose your audience. Now, you can access this on our website, so that's waybook.com/linkbook, and from that you'll be able to create your free Linkbook account. So I've said Linkbook a lot. Let me just show you what it is. So I'll just share onto this Linkbook page. This is how you can actually create your free Linkbook, and what it looks like is this single page. This is the page where I've created all of the essential links for this coffee company, for example, and this can be an internal link, an internal page, which can be password protected for your team. So even though all of your knowledge and your content and everything will live in Waybook, that's definitely the best place for a single source of truth. If you wanted to almost optimize your bookmark bar, or actually have a kind of more presentable view which you can share with other people, then you can have all of your links in this one place. Another example here is this personal link. So this is my personal Waybook Linkbook link, and this is really useful for me to have on any social media profiles and presence, because it kind of just pulls together the essential parts and links that I would often send to people. So things like the businesses we work with, my social media presence, the tools that I love, the investments that we have. And this is just a great way of having this as a single view. It's really easy to add, edit, and create. It's got a similar sort of look and feel to Waybook. So you can see here, everything's drag and drop as you've come to expect. It's easy to add things in, easy to move things. And of course, you can put passwords on that as well if you wanted to make that private for your team internally. So that's a fun little tool for you to play with, and definitely is, sits alongside your Waybook, but I know many of you do also solve this by having your content specifically within your Waybook as well. Now, one final thing to show you today is the revision history. Now, many of you may already be aware of the revision history, but I just wanted to revisit this. And the main reason here is because actually I've come across quite a few Waybook customers that didn't know that revision history was a thing, and it blew their mind when they did. So essentially, the reason why revision history is quite a core part of a Waybook is we believe that once we've documented our knowledge, our systems, and our processes, it frees up so much headspace for us to be able to operate and work on the business rather than in the business. And it gives us the ability to iterate and change our knowledge and processes as we go. But sometimes we don't always change things in the right direction. So we never really want to lose the past. And therefore, within the revision history within your Waybook, you're able to look at a history of all of your individual documents and crucially just restore a previous version of the document to make sure that we can always optimize our knowledge, go in a direction that might not be right and come back to something that we think is more useful or valuable. So you can access this through the advanced menu within your Waybook, and I'll just show you exactly how you do that now. So on any document view in edit mode, if you click on this advanced menu button here, this is exactly where we found import, and you've got a few other options. You can click onto history. Now, the history page will show you the fundamental history, believe it or not, of all of the individual steps. And on any of these steps, we can see who's made a change, whether it's an edited suggestion or a published revision. And you can always compare previous versions with your current version. So you'll be able to see here in this one, we've got a little code snippet and there's a video in there. So I can actually just kind of revert back that change, and you'll see that it's added the previous version back in. Now I can just publish those changes, decide whether I want to update the team or just push it as a small change, and instantly we've gone back to that previous version of that document. This is also a really valuable thing for us to have when we're looking at our individual contributors across our team. So say, for example, you've got a few team that have edit access but not publish access. You can start to see exactly who has contributed what to each of your documents and make sure that you have the overarching say and knowledge of what the most recent and up-to-date version of that knowledge is. So finally, I'm going to just head back in to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into what's coming up. Now, I always like to give a bit of a view of what's cooking, and often tell you things before I should do, before I'm allowed to from the product team. But we are still working with our document verification. This is currently in beta. If you want access to document verification, please let us know. Document verification gives you the ability to empower one of your team to be responsible and accountable for that piece of knowledge or information. It means that they can come in and periodically verify that that knowledge is up to date. You can set a date and a time as when they need to verify that. And then that means that from a management view, you can ensure that all of the SOPs, all of the knowledge is approved by an individual who is essentially the owner of that knowledge. We are continuing to work on the revision history, so what I've just showed you there, and there's some improvements coming to that very soon. Next up, because a lot of people are increasingly using Waybook to really manage and change and adapt their content, we're having in-document commenting between editors, and of course, we've got an improved dashboard view, which we're currently in the works at the moment. So as many of you, I hope, know, we love speaking to you about you, your business, your Waybook, and we truly find all of the insights and information that you share with us valuable to pour this back into Waybook to hopefully create a product which is increasingly valuable to help you scale your team. So please do get in touch if you want access to any of our beta features, if you've got any thoughts, feedback, requests. We always love to have a conversation with you and are always on the other end of the line. But until then, we'd like to thank you all so much for coming today. We can't wait to see you at our next product update, which is a whole year away in January 2023. But until then, we wish you the very best. Have a fantastic holiday, and we can't wait to see you in the new year. We wish you all of the best in having your single source of truth, and we hope that Waybook can be the essential tool to help you enjoy some smooth scaling. Until then, have a great one. See you on the other side.